afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's retirement ceremony where Gunnery Sergeant Elwood T. Grant III will retire after 21 years of honorable and faithful service to God, country, and Corps. Please rise for the invocation given by Edward Grant.
Amen. Before we get started, can we do something in honor of those who are here in the room in uniform and those who have retired that I've known down through the years? Let's give each and every one of these armed men and women that are serving and have served a great hand of applause right now. Thank you for your service. Thank you, brother, for doing what you have done down through the years. 21 years is a long time. But I thank God that he kept you and he kept all those who were with you and everyone came back safe and sound. Before I do a prayer, I'm going to read the Marines prayer first. All right? Almighty Father, whose command is over all and whose love never fails, make me aware of thy presence and obedient to thy will. Keep me true to be my best self, guarding me against dishonesty in purpose and in deed, and helping me to live so that I can face my fellow Marines, my loved ones, and thee without shame or fear. Protect my family. Give me the will to do the work of a Marine and to accept my and share of responsibilities with vigor and enthusiasm. Grant me the courage to be proficient in my daily performance. Keep me loyal and faithful to my superiors and to the duties of my country and the Marine Corps have entrusted to me. Make me considerate of those committed to my leadership. Help me to wear my uniform with dignity and let it remind me daily of the traditions which I must uphold. I am inclined to doubt steady my faith. If I am tempted, make me strong to resist. If I should miss the mark, give me the courage to try again. Guide me with the light of truth and grant me wisdom by which I may understand and answer to my prayer. Amen.
Never read better.
Thank you, Jorgensen. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the hour and the opportunity to come to give you praise, to give you thanks for all that you have done, not just on today, but down through the years. Thank you for the 21 years of service that my brother has dedicated his life and soul to. And God, thank you for watching over him, bringing him back, sound mind, sound spirit, and strong. God, I thank you for all that you have done. I thank you for keeping those under his leadership. I thank you for entrusting him to do the things that you have done through him. God, I pray that someone been touched for 21 years through his spirit, through his leadership, through his guidance. And God, thank you for being the first, but not the last. And God, everyone that had a part to play in him becoming who he is today, God, we praise you for them. And God, we ask that you will look upon them, touch them mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. That God, anything that they may lack, that you will grant it, that you will cover, that you will heal, that you will straighten every crookedness in their life. We thank you for all those who are here to celebrate on today. Bless the hands that had a preparation on today. Strengthen them, God, wherever they may need to be strengthened. Bless the food on today, God. Let it be nourishing to our mind, body, and souls. Bless the house that allowed us to come in to celebrate on today, God. Let your will be done in Jesus' name. Amen.
Now taking his position as a retiring officer for today's ceremony, Lieutenant Colonel Tim Kelly.
Marine to be decorated and retired, front and center.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated. The Commandant of the Marine Corps takes great pleasure in awarding the Good Conduct Medal to Gunnery Sergeant Elwood T. Grant III, 6th Award, for service as set forth on following. Citation: throughout the period 25 October 2016 to 24 October 2019, you distinguished yourself through your exemplary personal and professional conduct. This award is a testament to your selfless service and faithful adherence to the Corps' high standards. You have honored your obligations, displayed the courage of your convictions, and exhibited the highest degree of commitment. Your dedication and integrity reveal the depth of your character and are in keeping with the finest traditions of the United States Marine Corps. Given under my hand on behalf of the Commandant of the Marine Corps, this 25th day of October 2019. Nathan M. Harvey, Major, USMC, Acting. The President of the United States takes pleasure in presenting the Meritorious Service Medal to Gunnery Sergeant Grant T. Elwood III, United States Marine Corps, for service as set forth following. For outstanding meritorious service while serving as Administrative Chief, 1st Battalion, 4th Marines, and 3rd Battalion, 5th Marines, and Assistant Staff Secretary, 1st Marine Division from February 2016 to May 2019. During this period, Gunnery Sergeant Grant performed a multitude of complex duties in an exemplary and high professional manner while stationed aboard Camp Pendleton and deployed with the 11th Marine Expeditionary Unit. In total, he supervised personnel administrative readiness of 2 infantry battalions, totaling more than 2,000 Marines and sailors. During his deployment with the 11th Marine Expeditionary Unit as the battalion leading landing team administrative chief, he was also responsible for administrative management of a company of light armored reconnaissance Marines, an artillery battery, a platoon of combat engineers, a platoon of tanks, and a company of assault amphibian Marines, totaling more than 1,200 personnel. As the Assistant Staff and Secretary for 1st Marine Division, Gunnery Sergeant Grant performed numerous high-tempo and highly visible tasks with poise and professionalism. Proving valuable support to battle rhythm events, he enabled timely reporting and key leadership decision-making across the division, consistently demonstrating his mastery of the craft. His superior performance of duty during this tour is the hallmark of a career devoted to accomplishing broad and diverse assignments in combat and peace, highlighting the culmination of over 21 years of honorable and dedicated Marine Corps service. By his exceptional professional ability, steadfast initiative, and selfless dedication to duty, Gunnery Sergeant Grant reflected great credit upon himself and held the highest traditions of the Marine Corps and the United States Naval Service. R.F. Castavelli, Major General, U.S. Marine Corps, Commanding General of 1st Marine Division. Dear Gunnery Sergeant Grant, the Marine Corps has been your occupation and family for many years past, and I am certain the memories, interests, and future of the Corps will remain with you forever. Many desire to obtain your accomplished goals, but few can compare to you. You have clearly demonstrated the exceptional leadership qualities and professional contributions we seek in our senior Marines. We are proud, as you must be, of your successful career. As a teacher to young Marines, a source of wise counsel, and as an example of those soldierly virtues we so admire, you have made a mark on the Corps that will remain long after you have left our active ranks. There are many young Marines you have influenced who will carry on the same fine tradition that is always characterized by the United States Marine Corps. You have my best wishes for good health and continued success in the years ahead. Semper Fidelis, Robert B. Neller, General, U.S. Marine Corps, Commandant of the Marine Corps. Certificate of Appreciation for Service in the Armed Forces of the United States of America. Gunnery Sergeant Elwood T. Grant III, USMC. I extend to you my personal thanks and the sincere appreciation of grateful nation to your contribution of honorable service to our country. You have helped maintain the security of the nation during a critical time in its history with a devotion to duty and spirit of sacrifice, in keeping with the proud traditions of military service. I trust that the coming years you will maintain an active interest in the armed forces and the purpose of which you served. Those who follow in your footsteps will draw inspiration from your commitment, dedication, and sacrifices made to ensure the protection of our American freedoms. My best wishes to you and your happiness and success in the future. Donald Trump, Commander-in-Chief. Dear Gunnery Sergeant Grant, on the occasions of your retirement, I would like to extend my congratulations and heartfelt thanks to your many years of dedicated service and selfless devotion to our country and Corps. You have made tremendous contributions and sacrifices throughout the Marine Corps career. As you prepare to enter in this new chapter of your life, you can look back with immense pride and satisfaction on all you have accomplished. You have set an example of professionalism and leave a standard of excellence for all Marines who will carry the legacy of our Corps. My wife, Andrea, joins me in wishing you continued success in the future. Semper Fidelis, Ronald L. Green, 18th Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps. Certificate of Appreciation to Gunnery Sergeant T. Elwood Grant. For true and faithful service while serving in the Headquarters Battalion, 1st Marine Division, your honorable service during your time here has been an important factor in the success of this battalion. As a member of the Standard Bearers, you have embodied our core values of honor, courage, and commitment. Although your service has come to an end, you will always be a United States Marine. Semper Fidelis. Given under my hand this 24th day of June 2019, Colonel C.C. Griffin, Commanding Officer, Headquarters Battalion, 1st Marine Division. Now joining Gunnery Sergeant Grant is his wife, Colleen. This is to certify that Colleen D. Grant has earned the grateful appreciation for your unselfish, faithful, and devoted service during your spouse's Marine Corps service. Your unfailing support and understanding helped to make possible your spouse's lasting contribution to the nation. Given this 24th day of June 2019, Commanding Officer, Colonel C.C. Griffin. The Military Child Medal. Ayana, Brianna, and Jordan, throughout the years of your life, you have made sacrifices and have served your country as much as I have done. In your loving way, you quietly shouldered the heavy burden that you were asked to carry. Most of the time, you could not understand why I was not there, but you quietly hid the tears, courageously put on a smile, and defiantly promised that you would support me. You were there then, as now, one of the most important parts of my life, and it is your love that enabled you to assure me that what I was doing was important. I missed so many holidays and countless special occasions. While you were there, left at home to worry about why I was on difficult missions, you had to say goodbye to friends when we moved throughout the years, and you had to change schools. Your resilience and self-confidence throughout those frequent moves gave me strength. I am proud of you, for it was your love and support that sustained me through those difficult times. There's no way in my mind that I could be a success in the military without having your support, your understanding, and most importantly, your unquestionable love. Thank you for being there for me. Always remembered, never forgotten. The Military Spouse Medal. Colleen Grant. The spouse does not wear a uniform, yet they serve their country. They do not acquire their wear ribbons showing where they have been, yet they go. They did not ask for the duty they performed, yet they unwaveringly serve their country to their best ability. They serve, yet are honored with trinkets or pieces of cloth showing their service. The burning candle signifies lonely nights you have spent and that you have kept the home fires burning. A symbol with no beginning and no end, the ring around the candle flame symbolizes the undying flame of love for your spouse. The image is a rose of unwavering devotion you have shown for your spouse in their service to this country. This medal is gratefully given to those that do not ask, those that stay on the home front so that their spouse can serve, for they are proudly serve their countries. Always remembered, never forgotten. Now, a short video will be played about the Marine Corps.
The battle to keep our nation and its people safe has changed. Our world has become more dangerous and more unpredictable, and those who seek to cause harm and destruction take that opportunity all too often. But America has a powerful response. America has its Marines. A naval expeditionary force in readiness. Extremely adaptable and agile. Prepared to operate inside contested maritime spaces. Built to win our nation's battles and create order from chaos, anytime, anywhere. The Fleet Marine Force is forward deployed and forward postured, deterring potential adversaries and safeguarding key maritime terrain. We are first on the scene, first to help, first to contain a brewing crisis, and if required to do so, first to fight. We work and fight in partnership with the Navy, which makes us instantly mobile, amphibious, and lethal. And our self-sustained forces are able to keep peace, bring aid, or take the fight anywhere on the planet for as long as it takes to buy time, create decision space, or enable our larger joint forces. We are flexible, scalable, and we practice warfare that outmaneuvers adversaries and exploits vulnerabilities. But a force like this is about more than mobility or equipment. It's about Marines. Recruiting and retaining the very best defines who we are. We seek selfless young men and women of character and virtue and challenge them to earn our title. Marines themselves are the greatest weapons in our arsenal, each polished and capable, battle-tested, determined to win.
You must give 100% of yourself at all times.
And never quit or give up.
Steeped in our core values of honor, courage, and commitment, Marines bring moral, physical, and intellectual strength to every situation. And when their time in uniform is done, they use those qualities to continue to serve their communities. But before Marines can ever fight our battles, they learn to work together to overcome doubt, fear, and weakness, and become capable of making smart and decisive combat decisions. It's a special skill honed across more than 240 years of defending this nation, and it's made the Marine fighting spirit legendary. Strategic environments are changing, characterized by evolving technologies and a fight for accurate information. It's a chaotic environment that calls for a next-generation approach. As the world's premier naval expeditionary fighting force, we operate across air, land, sea, and cyberspace. Embracing information environment operations and integrating as part of the combined joint force, Marines bring unmatched combined arms capability. From the great battles of the past and to those ahead that will surely test our nation, the Marines exist now and have always existed for a singular purpose: to fight and to win. And as our world becomes more complex, we'll continue to build a fighting force that can counter every threat to our country. This is your Marine Corps. These are your Marines.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant Colonel Kelly.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the retirement ceremony for Gunnery Sergeant Elwood Grant III. In particular, I want to recognize Gunnery Sergeant Grant's wife, Colleen, his children, Ayana, Brianna, and Jordan, and his parents, Tony and Elwood. We're here to celebrate Gunnery Sergeant Grant's retirement from the Marine Corps service after 21 years of honorable service. I personally didn't have the opportunity to serve right alongside Gunny Grant, but when a mutual friend reached out and asked, are you available to be a retiring officer, I was immediately sort of honored. I mean, one, you don't tell the Master Gunny, no, I'm not going to do that, but I was honored because just to have an opportunity to be a retiring officer for a Marine. And then I got Gunny Grant's bio and his picture, and immediately I felt like, you know, I can relate to this guy. He just looks like a gunny to me. But it made that honor even increase. Once I got to know the man through his picture and through his bio, I felt even more honored to be asked to be part of this. And then earlier this week, Gunny Grant and I connected. We went and met up, and I got to sit down and talk with him for a while and get the man, meet the man even a little bit more, and to meet the Marine. We shared some common experiences, some touch points that we could both relate to, and it just increased the sort of the honor I feel about being able to be part of this. And then when I come here today and meet not only Gunnery Sergeant Grant's beautiful family, but all the support he gets from all of you. I think just you know what a great showing of support and what a great support structure you have, and I'm just you know, once again just so honored to be part of it. So as I mentioned, you know, I got his bio and I got his picture, and I'm reading the bio, and I felt like I could connect to Gunny Grant. Now part of that is because I think as Marines, and those of you all the Marines in the room, we all share a connection, whether we serve right alongside that Marine or not. We all share a little bit of a connection. But beyond that, being a fellow Omaha guy who joined the Marine Corps and ran around the world for 21 years and then came back home, I could relate to your desire to do this in front of your friends and your loved ones, and I'll get into that a little bit later. And then finally, like I said, I think Gunny just kind of looks the part. I could relate to that gunnery sergeant looking back at me from that picture. So if you're all here, you know and you love Elwood Grant, and that's why you're here. But to varying degrees, you may or may not know what he did for the last 21 years for his country as a Marine. So that's kind of what I want to talk about. I want to talk about Gunnery Sergeant Grant, the Marine. As I mentioned, I'm also an Omaha guy. I also joined out of Omaha, so I do kind of relate to that. And he and I talked about that when we sat down, that there's that sense that your family's proud of you, your friends are proud of you, you're off, you know, you're wearing the uniform, you're a Marine, but they have almost no idea sometimes on a day-to-day basis what it is that you're doing. What is it that they're proud of? And I think that pride is well placed, but it's still, as the Marine, when you're running around, you're just wondering, you know, I'm happy for that. I appreciate that support, but I wonder if they know just what it is that I'm doing. So I want to talk a little bit about that. And as I said, you know, although we didn't serve right next to each other, it seems like reading through his bio, it seems like we just missed each other just about everywhere by a couple of years. You know, I knew what was going on in the time and the place, you know, in the close time and place. So I think I can relate to that. So young Private Grant cut his teeth at the 1st Mall headquarters in Okinawa, Japan, right out of boot camp at San Diego. I don't think there's a better place to be immersed in Marine Corps culture than Okinawa, Japan. It sounds kind of funny, but there's Oki and then there's the base. And you spend most of your time on the base and you get immersed and, you know, living in the barracks and being a Marine all day long. And occasionally you get out and experience that Japanese culture, but by and large, you get it drilled into you what it is to be a Marine. And I think that served him well because he's got a little bit of an unusual period in his military bio right after that, where he goes to a couple places that you don't see a lot of Marines. He went off to Omaha, Nebraska. He comes home to Omaha, Nebraska. Pretty unique opportunity, and spent a pretty good deal of time here between the INI and STRATCOM. Great opportunity. I'm sure a lot of Marines are jealous of you getting to go home for a little while, but I think a wonderful opportunity. And then off to Georgia to the MEPS. I can tell you that's not necessarily a duty station I can relate to. We all go through the MEPS at the beginning, but I can understand, the importance of making sure all that work is done correctly to make sure we get the right men and women into the uniform. So he went there, and then orders to 1st Marine Division. Now, I said Okinawa, no better place to get immersed into the Marine Corps culture. Personally, I think, I'll tell you, serving with the 1st Marine Division is a big deal in any of the subordinate units. And on top of that, when he got those orders, he got a 13-month deployment to Fallujah and Ramadi. Some of those, those cities, they might mean something to you. You might have heard those terms on the news, but that's the real deal. Going with 1st MARDIV to Fallujah and to Ramadi those are tough places to serve. And he went there, and he not only went there, he went there for 13 months. And as a sergeant, responsible for, quite a few junior Marines, you go 13 months, even in an exciting place as those, the boredom can set in. The opportunity to sort of come up with creative ideas to keep yourself interested can pop up amongst those junior Marines, and it's up to that sergeant to make sure we've got a good positive outlet for that energy and to maintain motivation for 13 long months away from home in a dangerous place. So I thought quite a bit about that tour. I've served abroad a couple times in Afghanistan and that, but I did not get to Iraq. But I got a lot of friends and obviously colleagues that have served in not just in Iraq, but in those cities in particular, and what a difficult challenges that they face there. So one of the things that jumped out of me out of his military biography, maybe just looked like a small little statistic, but it kind of resonated with me. So I want you to imagine if you were a young Marine and you're in Fallujah or Ramadi in 2007, 2008. Now, this was after those big historic battles of Fallujah and Ramadi, but it's still not a real comfortable place to be. And you spend your day out on patrol. You're stressed out the whole time. Everyone you see, you have to be suspicious of. And as you're heading back to the base, you're thinking that, maybe I just need to unwind. I need to hit the chow hall. I need to maybe go watch a DVD, maybe go read a book. Marines do read books. So that's all I want right now. But every once in a while, one of those Marines is going to come back through the wire, and they're going to start to drop their gear, and the platoon sergeant and the first sergeant is going to come to them and say, "You need to see the chaplain." Now, I love chaplains. I make friends with chaplains, but nobody ever wants to get told they got to go see the chaplain. Because the reason you got to go see the chaplain is because you just had a Red Cross message come in. So that Marine's going to get told that he lost a grandparent or a parent, sometimes a sibling, or even a spouse or a child or something. That system starts with that admin shop when that Red Cross message comes in. The importance of getting that right, it's a no-fail mission. You've got to make sure you do not screw that up. That from the time that comes in, everything gets dropped. That's now the most important thing. No matter what important thing Gunny was working on, the new most important thing is making sure that Red Cross message is handled 100% correctly. 100%, because you can't fail. And Gunny did that 250 times over 13 months in Fallujah and Ramadi. So I think when I first read his bio, I kind of glanced over that, but kind of when I went back and dug into it, I felt that just sort of, I think it sort of encapsulates, I think, the importance of the admin chief in that shop to make sure that Marines are just taken care of. He went on to serve with CENTCOM Forward in Qatar, with a recruiting station in Orlando, and then back to Camp Pendleton, where he served with several units under 1 MEF. One that sticks out to me, and there was quite a bit of a mention in the awards, was his service with the Marine Expeditionary Unit. You served with the 11th, I think? Okay, sorry. My notes I wrote 15th for some reason. So I didn't serve with the 11th. I served with the 13th in a pretty close period of time. So I know what gun he was going through, and I'm pretty familiar with life on the ship. My legal services specialist that worked for me and we were assigned to the one shop for care and feeding, and so we got to know the admin shop and the admin gunny real well, and what he did on a day-to-day basis. So I can relate to that experience. And growing up in the admin community and culminating with his service as an admin chief at several units, it's just an enormous degree of responsibility. Being a lawyer by trade myself, I had to deal with extensive dealings with the admin shop. When a commanding officer opens his meeting, could be his daily meeting, could be his weekly meeting, normally what he wants to know is how many Marines and sailors do I have and what's their status. He doesn't want to know he's got about 900 Marines. He wants to know he's got 932 Marines and 16 sailors, and that Lieutenant Smith is en route TAD to Bahrain for an admin conference, and that she's currently on a layover in LAX, ready to catch a connection to Bahrain. He wants to know how many Marines and sailors he's got, exactly where they are, where their status is. Now, the admin chief doesn't just magically know all this stuff. What does he got to do? He's got to get that information from somebody. And it's quite frankly all too often a bunch of people that would rather not be bothered with the gunny bothering them, like, where are all you people? Is everybody accounted for in that? So he's kind of got to deal with it from both sides, because if his information isn't correct, he catches hell from the CEO. So it takes a special personality, one that can stand there and be tough and smart and sharp to give the information, tough enough to absorb the blows when you didn't get provided quite the right or complete information, and then to turn around and sort of press on those subordinate sections and units to get you their stuff. Yeah. Sections and units and subordinate units, they tend to get annoyed that the gunny's always asking them for reports, but then they want that same gunny to drop everything he's doing to make sure their Marine gets on emergency leave, or they want that same gunny to drop everything that he's doing because there's a promotion board going tomorrow, or I need something updated so that some young Marine's cutting score gets calculated correctly, so that we have a promotion that should happen, or what have you. The importance of that job is it's honestly it's hard to overstate, and but like I said, it takes a very, very special personality to sort of balance all of that pressure coming from both sides. It's a thankless job, but I personally think one of the most important in any unit. Aside from being a Marine in the admin field, growing up to an admin chief, I think your role just as a gunnery sergeant. I mentioned about the picture in that. To me personally, I've always considered the gunnery sergeant as kind of a mythical rank in the Marine Corps. I don't know if that's the right word, but a gunny's job is just to know his job and to get it done. You give him a task, and he gets it accomplished. Now, you don't always want to ask the gunny how he got the job accomplished, and quite frankly, you're better off not knowing. But you just want to know that we needed something done, and he got it done. And so I thank you for that, because I'm sure that describes a lot of your days. What, and sort of back to the MOS, what gets done in the admin shop determines whether a Marine gets promoted on time, whether they have the correct awards in their record, whether their paycheck is correct. Getting it right, getting it wrong, or getting it right or getting it wrong can follow a Marine through his career and even to their life after the Marine Corps. That follows on the S or the G1 shop and eventually their leadership, the admin chief that Gunny served as. Very seldom do you hear, "Thank you, Gunny, you're really taking care of these Marines." So I would like to take this opportunity to thank you on behalf of all the Marines, if I could be so bold, from the time you were a private until your retirement. Thank you that you took care of them, most of them not even knowing that it was you that worked through lunch, you that stayed late, you that made sure that it got done. They just know that it got done. So beyond his MOS, Gunnery Sergeant Grant did all the things that all Marines are expected to do. You see the black martial arts, Marine Corps martial arts belt in the back, combat conditioning instructor, his own personal fitness, marksmanship, and growing into becoming a leader of younger Marines. His career progression shows that trust and confidence placed in him. And a couple things I'll point out is that Advon Marine for the Advon for the MEU. So basically what that is, you've got a couple thousand Marines embarked on 3 ships, and they pick a couple of key guys to go back to Camp Pendleton to make sure everything's ready for when they come ashore. And there's a lot of planning. You're dealing with the family readiness officers to coordinate everything, and you're making sure that people's offices are unlocked and they've got the things that they need, and that there's a welcoming party, and that everybody that's flying back and forth is accounted for, and we know exactly where they are. That's an important job, and it's not a job they just give to somebody. And it wouldn't necessarily be any admin chief that would get that job. It's a job they give to somebody that they can trust, who's got the smarts and the just sort of the wherewithal that they can take care of that, they can be responsible. And then the other one that kind of stands out to me is the job you had right before you retired, and that's getting pulled into the headquarters at 1st Marine Division to work in the Staff Sec's office. Because generals and chiefs of staffs don't pull Marines into the head shed that are going to embarrass the command, that can't pull their weight. They pull in the sharp ones, the ones who not only look good, so when anyone walks into the command deck, they see that great representation of 1st Marine Division. They pull people in that they get the job done when they're tasked with it. So we know that, it's just taken care of, and we can concentrate on whatever it is that I guess generals and chief of staff concentrate on. So once again, I want to say it's an honor to stand up here, next to Gunnery Sergeant Grant. You deserve to have a great deal of pride in your service, and I want to personally wish you fair winds and following seas. So with that, Gunny, I just want to say that talking to your wife earlier, you got a great representation of support here. But as great as it is, as many people turned out, there's a few people that couldn't make it, so they wanted to call in. So I'm going to turn it over for that now. Thank you.
Oh man, that's a group chat.
Hey, can you hear me? Put Kenny back on, that ugly guy. Hey, where you at there, Sid? You're very ugly, man. I can't believe you have a beard, man. This church, man. How you doing, man? I forgot you knew this ugly guy, man. It's good to see you.
Hey, I'm getting him out the way.
I'm better looking, man.
How you doing, man? Hoorah.
Hey, God bless you, Kenny.
Hey, we'll see you at the gym. All right.
Yeah, I hear you. Yes, sir. What's up, Bosh? Marcus. You must be cold. Hey, we gonna cycle through because we got build the time for this. So I'm gonna cycle through, all right? Roosevelt. Appreciate you, brother.
You did a hell of a job reading. I heard you recruited. It's what office?
Out of the Bellevue office.
I don't know, say that's motherfucker retired. But I'm still in some man. Which
I
office?
think you came through the Bellevue office.
Okay, you got it. Yeah, just a weird day. It's good. They have to recruit. They do like that fucking guy. That kid's a good fucking kid. See it. Reading too.
I stumbled up on change on the awards.
Donald Douglas and Vera Douglas. Hey, Mom and Paul. Can't hear you, Pop. Can't hear you, Pop. John Major. I'll see you shortly. Roosevelt. You gonna bring me a chocolate cake? Oh, my little brother, Team Sergeant. Hey.
Real there.
Love everybody. Thank y'all for calling in. I gotta talk to the people that I got here.
All right, let's get this show on the road. We're on a time crunch. It's time to eat. All right, first off, I'd like to thank God, who's the head of my life, for allowing me to be here for the time frame that I've been here, for doing 21 years and 3 days in the United States Marine Corps. There's some people that are not here, so I want to, give them their honor. My two little brothers, well, 3 brothers, and my sister. Where my sister at? Hey! All right, so Marcus, Quincy, Clifford. They could not be here, but that was Quincy with the long dreads. Boy, goodness gracious. But there are 3 adults that are not here. Elder Frank T. Likely, which is my very first pastor, he did what he needed to do to keep me in the right places. He was the only one that would get me to listen when I didn't feel like listening, because as y'all all know, I'm a stubborn guy. I don't like being told what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. But Elder Frank T. Likely was the only one that get me to sit down, and he'd be the only one to tell me, "You gonna be here at church?" And guess where I was at church. Whether I wanted to be there or not, I was at church. My 2 grandmothers, Florida Devers and Alma Grant. Florida passed away. That was rough. It was hard. I tell you what, when somebody that's those 2 young ladies were a part of our lives, and they stayed embedded in our lives, and as you all know, they were embedded in your lives as well in some type of capacity. So I would have loved for them to both be here. But they're always here with me in my heart. And then, I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I didn't want to do the ceremony due to the fact that the day they came and they packed up the house while we were in California is the very same day that my last living grandmother, Alma Grant, had passed away. And I said, I'm not doing the ceremony. I'm not going to do another one because I wanted to get back here. I missed it. I got here too late, and I wasn't able to have the ceremony in front of her. That was something that we had talked about, that I would be back here so she could see me and I'd do my ceremony. So unfortunately, that didn't happen. I'm glad I had wise counsel in my ear. Let me know you will do this. Do it in remembrance of Grandma, Granny, and Pastor Likely. But I'm here, you're here, and I appreciate every one of you. You have no idea. This is like a weight lifted off my shoulders now that I am one day closer. And I've been saying I'm one day closer. And whatever thing you want to put in front of that thing is one day closer. I am one day closer to be officially retired from the United States Marine Corps. That day will come December 31st, 2019. So on New Year's Day, when the fireworks are going off, I'm going to be celebrating more than just 2020. But, sir, again, thank you for taking the time out of your day for being out here. Sergeant Harwood, thank you for taking time out of the recruiting station. So all those that are still able to join the United States Marine Corps, here we have a recruiter. My brother, Cordell, thank you for stepping in last minute and helping me out. I appreciate you. We met in California at our church in New Vision, so then he came here first, and he was like, I'm going to your hometown. I was like, all right, this is where you need to do, this is where you need to go get your hair cut, and blase, blase. Be prepared for some snow. But I can't go around the room, I wish I could, and thank every single last one of you. But I appreciate you. I appreciate my brethren from the past that I served with, Jason, Master Guns, Jurgensen, who probably left because he was the troublemaker out of the group. That's the little group right there. Those are all Marines. That's why all that cuckoo and gaga, that was all Marine Corps stuff right there. But I appreciate everyone here. My family, my friends, my ITF. So which is ITF is my I Think Fit family because I work as a personal trainer at I Think Fit Gym out on 156 and Circle. So 224 South, 156 Circle. I'm just saying. I'll be posting videos so y'all can see what we do. So if you ever want to stop out there and get a little bit, come on out there. We'll have some fun. But for the two people that basically were given the permission by our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ to allow me and my 18-minute little brother the opportunity to be here, which is Ed. Yeah, I got him 18 minutes. He younger. So my mom, Tony, thank you. Love you. I appreciate you. I appreciate your wise counsel. I appreciate you being there throughout the years for the advice, no matter what I had going on. Pops, OG, you can't beat me up no more. I appreciate you. I love you, and I thank you for, doing what you do, being there for me, my family, helping me out whenever I need it, because I don't get my hands dirty. So I appreciate you still want to get your hands dirty every now and then. My daughters, because Jordan can't hear me because he's asleep. Thank y'all. I know it wasn't easy when we had to go separate ways in 2013, but I thank y'all for riding the wave, riding the storm, keeping your head up, keep doing good in school. My oldest baby girl is going to graduate May of 2020. And then my young baby girl is 8th grader, so she'll be going in the footsteps of following at Benson High School next year. So I appreciate you guys not giving up and, allowing me to still be a part of your lives, even if we're at a distance. And to my beautiful wife over there, all the way from Jamaica, thank you for allowing me allowing me the opportunity to come into your world and shake it up. You had no idea what you was getting yourself into. All I know is that when she saw me, she sent me a Facebook message talking about who you is. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking to it. She sent me a friend request on Facebook. So she knew what she wanted when she saw it, so I'm not going to say no. Short hair, don't care. I know, but this is my story, so But again, I appreciate you. I know this has been a work, and you know how I am when it comes to certain things, especially when it comes to military things. There has to be a certain order. So thank you for allowing me to interject and disrupt and cause chaos within your mastermind of planning. But again, thank you all for taking time out of your day, coming out here, spending time with me. But we're not finished yet, right? You still got something else? Okay, so Nick knows. All right, so I love you all. I appreciate you. And I look forward to spending time with you guys while we are back here. It is truly a true honor. Because I please forgive me because it's up here. It's in my heart. Mother Likely, I love you. Appreciate you. Thank you for being that extra strong arm. Because Elder Likely wouldn't be who he was if it wasn't for you. And then without Elder Likely, we wouldn't be where we are right now. So thank you for being who you were in our lives. May God continue to bless you, keep you, and give you good health and spirit. And keep his angels of protection wrapped around you wherever you go. All right? I love you. Okay, so I'm going to move along because I'm hungry. I haven't ate breakfast or lunch. So, Sergeant Harwick, it's back on you.
Gunnery Sergeant Grant will now receive his final dismissal from the Marine Corps.
Gunnery Sergeant Grant, you are dismissed.
Aye, aye, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the Marines hymn. Ladies and gentlemen, Old Glory.
I am the flag of the United States of America, and my name is Old Glory. I fly atop the world's tallest buildings. I stand watch in America's halls of justice. I fly majestically over great institutions of learning. I stand guard with the greatest military power in the world. Look up and see me. I stand for peace, truth, honor, and justice. I stand for freedom. I am confident. I am arrogant. I am proud. When I am flown with my fellow banners, my head is a little higher, my colors a little truer. I bow to no one. I am recognized all over the world. I am worshipped. I am saluted. I am respected. I'm revered. I am loved, and I am feared. I have fought in every battle of every war for more than 200 years. Gettysburg, Shiloh, Appomattox, San Juan Hill, the trenches of France, the Argonne Forest, Antioch, Rome, the beaches of Normandy, the jungles of Guam, Okinawa, Tara, Korea, Vietnam, the Persian Gulf, Afghanistan, and a score of other places long forgotten by all, except by those who were there with me. I was there. I led my sailors and Marines. I followed them. I watched over them. They loved me. I was on a small hill in Iwo Jima. I was battle-worn and tired, but my sailors and Marines cheered me. I was proud. I was at Ground Zero in New York City on September 11th as cowardly fanatics attacked America. I was raised from the ashes of once proud buildings by brave firefighters, heroes who risked their lives to save others, showing all that America, although bloodied, will never be beaten. Those who will destroy me cannot win, for I am the symbol of freedom, of one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I have been soiled, burned, torn, and trampled on the streets of my own country. And when it is done by those whom I have served with in battle, it hurts. But I shall overcome, for I am strong. I have slipped the surely bonds of earth, and from my vantage point on the moon, I stand watch over the uncharted new frontiers of space. I have been a silent witness of all of America's finest hours. But my finest hour comes when I am torn into strips and used as bandages for my wounded comrades on the field of battle. When I fly half-mast to honor my soldiers, my sailors, my airmen, and my Marines. And when I lie in the trembling arms of a grieving mother at the gravesite of her fallen son or daughter, I am proud. My name is Old Glory. Long may I wave, dear God, my God, long may I wave.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the ceremony. Please join Gunnery Sergeant Grant and his family for food and drinks. Thank you.